Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be making a Harvest Moon Pocket Shawl, and these are the materials in front of you of what you're going to be needing. You're going to be needing a yarn color of any choice. I'm going to be using the Snuggly Wuggly by Loops and Threads in the color Soft Lilac, number 4 crochet hook, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, and some scissors. Let's begin. To start off, we're going to be creating a slip knot and chaining 12. This is going to create a base starter for our pocket shawl. So try making all of the chains a bit loose so that they aren't tight. Alright, so now we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. And we're going to single crochet all the way down until the end of the chain. This is what is going to be called the ribbed stitch after we are on row number 2. Alright, so this is what the first row should look like. Chain 1 and then turn. To create row 2, we're going to be making the ribbed stitch as I said before, and we're going to take the back loop of each stitch. So instead of going into the full stitch like that, you're going to go into the back loop of the stitch, just like that, and just keep back loop single crocheting until the end of the row. This is what it should look like after you're done with row 2. Now chain 1 and turn to create row 3. We're going to keep the back loop single crocheting going until you have a desired length that you want to stop at, so that then we can create the base for the design. Here I have my 60 inches, around 60 inches. I didn't really measure it, I just wanted to fit it on me and see how it looked like, and found the measurement I wanted. And so now we're going to create the base starter for the design. So here I finished my first row. Now I'm going to chain 1, and to start it we're going to go into this chain 1 space, single crochet into it, and then we're going to go into a single crochet and then a chain 1 space, and again a single crochet right there and single crochet into it and onto the chain 1 space as well. And so just keep repeating this until you get to the very end of your ribbed stitching piece. Okay, so here I have my finished single crochets on the ribbed piece, and this is going to create like a base starter for our design as I said before. And so we're going to create the design on top of that. So here I have the end of where I started. I sewed in my chain, my starter chain, inside the single crochets so I wouldn't have to worry about it afterwards. And I'm going to show you how I finish it off. So I'm just going to go into that single crochet right here, and then after that we're going to be chaining 3 to create the double crochets for the design. So after you're done with the ending of the single crochets, chain 3 and then turn your work. And now I'm going to show you the double crochets. So this chain 3 space, it counts as our first double crochet. So we're going to double crochet into the second stitch. Oh, oops, I forgot to show you guys how. So to double crochet you have to yarn over, and we're going to go into the second stitch since our chain 3 space counts as our first double crochet. So go into that second stitch and then yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2, and finally yarn over and pull through 2. So that's a double crochet. Then you're gonna make another one, and here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so we're gonna do 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then 5. Bring some more yarn, and 6. So that's our 6 double crochets right there. Now we are going to chain 1 and skip over a space, and then go into the next one and double crochet into it. Now we're going to make 5 double crochets after making that chain 1 space, and we're going to double crochet 5 and then chain 1 and then double crochet 5. Make sure to always skip a space when you are chaining 1. You don't want to make the mistake of chaining 1 and then going into the next stitch. So here I have 6 double crochets with the chain 3 space. 5 double crochets are the only ones that are going to be used in the design, and then after those 5 double crochets you have a chain 1 space right there, and then your 5 double crochets, and then again a chain 1 space. So then you skip a space, and then as well we have the 5 double crochets after the chain 1 space. So just keep repeating this pattern until you have it until the end of the row. Okay, so here I have ended off with the design, the 5 double crochets and the chain 1 space, the 5 double crochets and then the chain 1 space, and then your chain 1 space. So then I'm gonna finish it off with a chain 1 space because I already made my 5 double crochets, and I think I made my chain 1 space. Let me see. Yes, I did. Okay, so after you're done with your 5 double crochets, you're going to chain 1, and then since I have 2 remaining stitches right here, I'm going to single crochet into this, double crochet into this tiny little, I think, chain 1 space right here. And then chain 1. I also skipped a stitch. And I'm going to go into this first stitch of where the ribbing is so that I have a nice even finish. So now I have completed the double crochets and chain 1 spaces. Now we're going to continue on with a single crochet row. So chain 1, and then you're going to turn your work. Okay, so now we're going to go into all the stitches and single crochet into them, so that in the next row we can turn and then create the design. So single crochet into your stitches. So here I have 2 double crochets, and then I have a chain 1 space right in between. So I'm going to chain 1 and skip over that chain 1 space, and then go into the double crochets and do 5 single crochets since there are 5 double crochets. And then after that I'm going to chain 1 and skip over that chain 1 space. And so you're just going to keep repeating this until we hit the end of the row, and I'm going to show you guys how to finish off the single crochet row. Okay, so here we have our ending single crochet row. Here we have our chain 3 space, and we're going to go into that third chain from the 3 chains. So just count 1, 2, 3, and it's the very top one that we're gonna go into. So like any other chain, you're just gonna go into the loop, to the back loop of the chain, and you're just gonna single crochet into it to finish off your single crochet row, and then that finishes it off. Now we're going to create the design in front. So chain 3 before turning. We did the single crochet so that it creates the design in the front, because we're going to chain 3 after that. Okay, so here you have your chain 3s, and then yarn over, and since the chain 3 space always counts as our first double crochet, I am going to not go into that first stitch but into the second one, and then pull up a loop, but don't finish off the double crochet yet. You should have 2 loops and then yarn over twice. And starting from the chain 3 space, you're going to count 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that fourth double crochet post, after you yarn over twice, you're going to go into that post. This is what it should look like from the front, and this is what it looks like from the back. So you're going to yarn over and pull through, bring up the loop, and you should have 5 loops on your hook. So yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3, and that creates a triple crochet. So then you're going to double crochet in the stitch in the very back and behind it, and then you're going to double crochet into the next 2 single crochets. After that, you're going to yarn over twice and go into that same post that you just made that first triple crochet. So then go into the post, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through, and go into that final stitch next to the chain 1 space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 3, and that creates the final triple crochet of the Y or V, whatever you want to call it. This is the start of the design, and now we're going to chain 1, skipping over that chain 1 space. Let me bring up some more yarn. Okay, yarn over and go into that first stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over twice. Look into the 3rd double crochet post, 1, 2, 3, and then go into that 3rd double crochet post, and we're going to create the triple crochet. So yarn over and pull through that post. You should have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 3. And then that's your triple crochet. Double crochet 3 in the back, and then afterwards you're going to make the triple crochet in the other side. So yarn over twice, and then go into that same post in which you made the first triple crochet, yarn over and pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and go into the last stitch of the row, into the last stitch right next to the chain 1 space, and then you should have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3, chain 1 and skip over that chain 1 space, and that creates our design on the first row. And just keep repeating that until you hit the very end of the row. Okay, so this is what your first row of V's should look like. And you have your V and then chain 1 space. And then we are going to go into these last 2 double crochets. Well, for me, since I have 2 double crochets. And then I'm going to chain 1, turn, and we're going to repeat the same steps of the single crochet row, so that then in the next row we can create the design again. So just single crochet into all the stitches and make sure to chain 1 in all the chain 1 spaces, and I'll meet you back at the end of the row. Alright, so here I have my single crochet row finished, and now we can go into the 3 chain space and single crochet into that 3rd chain, and then you're going to chain 3 again. So this finishes off our single crochet row, chain 3, and then turn your work. Okay, so now we are going to continue the V design, and as always our chain 3 space is our first double crochet, so double crochet into the second stitch of the hook, and then finish off the double crochet. And we're going to look into the same post, or might as well say the 3rd double crochet from the back, so it's practically in the middle, and we're going to go into that post, and you should have 5 loops on your hook. Sorry, I forgot to say that you have to yarn over twice and repeat the same steps as we did with the first design. So then you have to double crochet in 3 the back, and then the yarn over twice to make the triple crochet on the left side. So go into that same post, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and go to the last stitch next to the chain 1 space, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. And that is the continue of the V design. Chain 1 and repeat the same steps, and you have to make as many as you like. Alright, so here I have my 16 rows of these V's. You guys can make as many as you want. It really is up to you. And so for this part, this is optional. I just made this because my pocket shawl came out a little shorter than I expected, and I just wanted to add a ribbing side on the edge, on the sides of the pocket shawl, to make it a little bit bigger, just like this bottom piece. We're going to make it on the side. So here I have an example of what it looks like, of what the sides originally look like, and this is the example I am going to give you of what it looks like. So here I have the ribbing side on the left side of the pocket shawl. If you are interested in making this, I'll show you guys right now. And for you guys, you can skip to the the top finishing part of the pocket shawl. I really don't know what to call it. I guess I'll just call it the top part of the pocket shawl, the finishing top part. Alright, so here I have the top of it, of where I made my V, my last row of V's. I'm gonna chain 1 and cut off not a lot of yarn, because I'm gonna be sewing it in with, as I am going to be half double crocheting the top part of the pocket shawl. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to make the side ribbing. Alright, so here I'm on the right side of the pocket shawl. Make sure the back is facing you, and So now we're gonna stick our hook into the chains or stitches, whichever side you are starting on, and go into the very last one of the chains or stitches. Bring up some yarn, pull through that spot, and then you're gonna tie a knot to secure your yarn, and then stick your hook back into that same place, and then you're gonna chain the amount of chains that you were chained in the beginning of the ribbing. So I accidentally chained 10 instead of 12, so you should have had 11 stitches when you chained 12, but I only chained 11, so I have 10 stitches. So make sure to chain 12 or as many as you made in the ribbing of the bottom, so make sure you check on that. And I'm going to chain 11, so I have 10 stitches in the end. Alright, so now that you're done with the 10 or as many chains, you're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. And we're going to repeat the same steps as we did with the bottom ribbing. So you're going to then, after with your first row, this is what it should look like. Then you're going to chain one. Yes, chain one and then turn. And as I said, we're going to repeat the same steps. So go into the back loop and back loop single crochet into all the stitches until the end of the row. So then repeat the same steps until you hit the end of your pocket shawl of where you ended your last V row, so that it is even and you have the finishing look. So here I have the ribbing on the side complete, and now I'm going to show you how I'm going to finish it off. So I pulled a long tail of yarn to sew on the edge of the side with the pocket shawl since it's not connected, and I'm going to show you that right now. So first off, I'm going to use stitch markers for this part. You guys can use like hair clips or bobby pins, whatever you guys have at home. I'm going to be using stitch markers to clip the side ribbing with the pocket shawl so that it doesn't move from the placement and I have no trouble while I am sewing it. Okay, so here I have, wait, let me just close it up a little bit so you guys can see. Let me move it. Okay, there we go. So here I have my yarn on my needle. Sorry, I'm adjusting. Here we go. Okay, I have my needle on the yarn. Yes, the needle on the yarn, and we're gonna start off from where we ended it, where we made our chain one and then fastened off. We're gonna go into any of these chain 3 spaces, and I'm gonna go into this one, this first top one, and pull nice and tight so that we don't have any holes as we keep on moving. And I'm gonna go back into any of these chains and go in through this, I think, chain 1 space, and pull nice and tight. So they're really easy steps for you guys to follow along with, so you guys don't have any trouble with this. And then I'll see you guys at the end to show you how to end this. Is what I'm going to show you right now. And so this is what it looks like from the front, and so that's why I said we shouldn't have any holes, because they're going to look weird. And it has a nice even finish. This is what it looks like from the back, and I'm going to show you right now how to finish off the piece. So just go into any part of where you were sewing it on with and pull your yarn not all the way through, so that we have a loop for our needle to go through to make the knot. And just do that two more times, I recommend. And then pull tight. Oops, not so tight, because then it's gonna scrunch up as you saw right now, and you're not gonna want that because it's gonna be all scrunched up. And so just repeat this for another 2 times and then cut off. Okay, so here I have finished where I finished off the last row of the V's I made, and I'm going to show you how to make the top part of the pocket shawl. So that is the half double crochet rows. And so I'm starting off from where I made the side ribbing. So for you guys who didn't make the side ribbing, you wouldn't have cut off the yarn. You would have continued and made the half double crochet rows that I'm going to show you right now, and you wouldn't have done any single crochet rows. Once you were finished with the V row, you would have moved on and chained 1 and turned and made your half double crochet rows, which is what I'm going to show you right now. Let me just tie a knot to secure my yarn, and then I'm going to stick back my hook through that same stitch, and then I'm going to pull up a loop like so, and then chain 1, and then we're going to half double crochet. To half double crochet, you're going to yarn over, go into that same stitch where you made the chain 1 space. So yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. And so we're going to make the half double crochets all the way through the row. I'm just going to be sewing in my end pieces of the yarn as I crochet, and I'm going to get around the same as the bottom part of the window that I and I'm going to be 5 rows of half double crochets all the way around, and then finish off. But first, I'm going to show you how to glue this row. So here to where I have top and bottom. Alright, so here I have gone to the end of where I fastened off my V row, and I am going to show you how to half double crochet into it. So I'm just going to half double crochet into all the stitches. Here I have one of the chain 1 spaces, and we're going to go into any other chain just like so. You're going to go into the back loop and half double crochet into it. It's a bit of a struggle for me since I have to hold on to so many yarn pieces since I'm sewing on my yarn as I go. So just half double crochet into all the chains and all the double crochet stitches until you have around 5 to 6 or as many rows as you want, and I'll meet you back once we have completed our top of the pocket shawl, and I'll show you guys how to start off the pockets, and I'll show you how to sew them on as well. Alright, so here I have an example of what my pocket shawl top looks like. I made 5 rows of half double crochets, and it looks very nice and I really like it. Alright, so now we're going to continue on with the pockets. Here I have a sample of what the pockets should look like. This one's just without the button, and I'll show you guys how to crochet it right now after this. Alright, so to start off the pockets, we're going to create a slip knot first. And as always, I am using my number 4 hook. And now we're going to chain 19. Okay, so now that you're done with your 19 chains, we're going to single crochet into the second chain of the hook, from the hook, sorry. And we're going to single crochet all the way down until the end of the chain. Alright, so this is what the first row should look like. Chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to create row 2. So single crochet into all of the back loop stitches, back loop single crochet into all the stitches until the last 2 stitches on the row. Now we'll finish it off a different way, and I'll show you guys how. So here I had the last 2 stitches in the row. As always, we're going to back loop into the second stitch, bring up a loop, and we're not going to finish off the single crochet yet. We're going to go into the last stitch, back loop, and bring up some yarn. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. That is a decrease to create the slant of our pocket. Chain 1 and turn, and single crochet and back loop single crochet into all the stitches until the end of the row. Okay, so here we have our row done. Oops. Chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to create the decrease row once again. So back loop single crochet into all the stitches until the last 2 stitches on the row. Alright, so here I have my last 2 stitches in the row. We're going to back loop single crochet into them as we did with the second row. So you're going to go into the back loop of the second stitch, bring up a loop, 2 stitches on your hook, go into the last stitch, pull up a loop, and you should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3 of them. Chain 1 and turn. You're going to keep repeating these steps of the single crochet row all the way down, and then chain 1 and turn, and then again with the decrease row. So here I have the complete slant. You should have 9 stitches left in your row, and now we're gonna continue on with just back loop single crocheting. So chain 1 and turn, and we're gonna back loop single crochet into all the stitches and to have at least 10 rows in the end. Alright, so here I have my completed what's it called? Front piece of the pocket. Here you have the curved side and the straight side. I did 1 more row, so 11, so I would be able to have my hook on the straight side. So now we're going to create the pocket. Chain 1, and we're going to go into this last stitch that you just made in your row and single crochet into it, and go into that chain 1 space right there, single crochet into it, and then again the single crochet and single crochet into it, again with the chain 1 space, single crochet into it, and we're going to repeat that until you hit the end of your front piece of your pocket. Alright, so here I have my completed single crochets on top of the piece, the front piece of the pocket, and we're going to chain 1 and turn, And now we're gonna back loop half double crochet into all the stitches until the end of the row, and this is gonna create a fold for our pocket. And I'll show you guys how to continue after this row. Alright, so here I have my back loop half double crochets, and as you can see, this is what the fold should do. Should look like. This is going to be the back, and that's going to be the front. Chain 1 and turn. And this time we're going to stop doing the back loop half double crochets because we only had to do one row of it so that it could create the fold for the pocket. And we're just gonna go into the full stitches and do 18 rows of these half double crochets to complete the pocket, and I'll show you guys what that should look like in the end. This is what your pocket after you do your 18 rows, and here you have your front piece of the pocket like that, and you fold it with the back loop half double crochets. And I'm gonna sew on my button right after I fasten off, and make sure to leave a long tail for sewing so that we can sew it on to the pocket shawl. So here I have my sewing into the button. Make sure to start from the back and not the front. And here I have my sewed on button. I only did it like around once, and then I tied it off real nice and tight so that I wouldn't have any struggles in having to repair it all the time. Make sure to do that 2 times for both sides. Here I have my pocket stitched onto the pocket. It's right above the side ribbing, and 3 stitches in the middle. And I recommend, if you didn't do the side ribbing, I recommend for you guys to put the pocket 2 V rows up and 3 V's in the middle to get around an idea of where you want it. That's just my opinion. I hope you understand it. And you're just gonna do the same stitching procedures as we did with the side ribbing to sew it on. Really easy and simple. Alright, so here I have my pocket all complete with its button. Wait, did I say button and not pocket? Oops. So here I have it all complete, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. And give it a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!